Alright, what's up YouTube? This is Jake with the GardenCityNinjas, here to teach you guys the Kong and the diving Kong. Alright guys, now a good progression to get up to the Kong, to get rid of the fear. This is how I learned it. Somebody might teach it a little bit differently, but how I learned it, I plant my hands on the object, push up, and jump with my feet. So I'm pushing off with my hands and jumping with my feet. You want to just plant your hands, jump up, push, and bring your feet in between your hands. So just keep doing that to get rid of the fear of bringing your feet over the table. Just do it until you get comfortable with it, and then start adding a little bit more momentum. So start running up at it a little bit, hit, and try to go further and further on the table, okay? So just keep doing that until you get used to bringing your feet and your knees over the table, because that'll get rid of the fear of clipping, you know, your knee, your foot, your leg, whatever on the table, alright? Alright guys, now we're going to talk about the hand placement and the takeoff for the Kong, alright? Now for hand placement, you want to aim about middle to a little bit past middle of the table, or the object you're going over, alright? Because if you're too far, your hands could slip off and it could end badly. If you're not far enough, like you're way back here, you might not have enough push or momentum to actually carry you over the rest of the object, okay? So aim about midway to about a little past midway. That should be enough. That should give you enough push. It should let you keep enough momentum to go over the table, and you shouldn't have to worry about slipping off and injuring yourself, alright? So that's it for the hand placement. Like I said, just aim for the middle of the object and you should be golden. Now for takeoff, how I take off, I use the split foot method. I come up, step here with my takeoff leg, and then I kind of dive into it and kick up with this leg. So it gives me a little bit more height. So I'm going to be here. So that's the easiest way of doing it, in my opinion. A lot of people do the punch takeoff. They come up and they punch with both feet into the Kong. I think the split foot method gives you more distance, gives you more push. So that's the easiest way of doing it for me. So you're gonna come up, bend your knee, bring your chest down, and push up. Okay. So that's the easiest takeoff in my opinion. Like I said, just go out and try it out, see what works best for you. You can try the split foot method, you can try the punch method, however you want to do it. It might be different for a regular Kong and a dive Kong or a double Kong. You just gotta experiment and see what works best for you. Alright, so that's the hand placement and the takeoff. Let's move on to the dive Kong, guys. Alright, you guys, now for the dive Kong, it's obviously going to be a lot scarier than the normal Kong. It's going to be a lot harder because you're diving over the entire table. You're not pushing off. You're actually diving to the end of the object, okay? So a good way to progress up to this is basically start off just doing a regular Kong, but aim a little bit further on the object. So come up to it about here at first and kind of try diving into it. So you want to just keep jumping further and further on the object and add more momentum to get up to it, okay? So you're going to add more and more momentum until you get further on the object. So you want to try and aim for about right here on the object. Again, you don't want to go too far. You don't want to slip off with your hands, okay? So once you get far enough, you just want to try and go at it with enough momentum to hit and carry you all the way through. So it's going to look like this. Alright guys, now for the takeoff, for the dive Kong, it's pretty much the same as the normal Kong, except you gotta jump up a lot higher. And the way I do it, I actually kick this leg back. So I'm coming at it with the split foot method, like I said, and then I'm diving, kicking this leg up to give me more height, alright? So that's gonna give me more height and more distance on the object that I'm going over. So you wanna come up to it with a lot of momentum, dive, kick, and jump, okay? So that kick will get you over the table, so you shouldn't have to worry about clipping your knee or your foot on the end of the table, okay? So you want to make sure you have enough momentum, obviously, to dive over and get over the table. Now, with the dive, since you're actually going over something right here, you don't want to be too far out. You don't want to be way over here when you go for the takeoff, because you don't want to obviously have to go a lot further than you need to. But also, you don't want to be too close, because you're obviously going to run straight into it with your forward momentum, okay? So you want to stay about right here, probably about 1.5 feet away from the object as you're taking off. That's the best way I've found to do it, because you don't have to worry about clipping your foot. You don't have to worry about not being close enough, not being far enough. So that's how I do it. I go about, my takeoff leg is about 1 foot, maybe 1.5 feet away. That helps me get the distance that I need. I'm not too far, not too close. I should be completely safe, all right? Now I'm going to show you guys how to progress, or how to save yourself if you clip your foot or you don't go far enough on the Kong and you're about to fall, okay? So let's go on to that. Alright guys, now a good way to save yourself if you clip your foot or your knee on the Kong is just go into your regular safety roll. Obviously, if you don't know this move, or if you don't know your safety roll, you shouldn't be learning this move yet. The roll is definitely the first thing you want to learn, because I mean it helps you. It reduces risk of injury for any move that you do, like a front flip. You over rotate, you roll, you clip your foot on a Kong, you roll, you save yourself. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The safety roll greatly reduces your risk of injury, okay? Because obviously what we do isn't the safest, but the safety roll makes it safer, okay? So what you want to do, if you're going into the dive Kong and you don't dive high enough and you end up clipping your foot or your knee or whatever, I'm actually going to demonstrate one right now. All you want to do, say you clip and then you dive, kind of, because you still have the forward momentum, so you're still going to be in a dive. You're just going to clip and you're probably going to bail out. But most likely, since you clipped your foot, you're not going to make it all the way over the table. So try and hit a roll about midway and then roll off the table. So I'm going to show you one right now. Alright, so right there, I came up, I dived, my foot clipped the table, I went into a safety roll, okay? You have to be able to, you have to get your body to be accustomed to saving itself with the dive roll, okay, with the roll, okay? So like, I've had a few experiences where I went into a side flip and my foot slipped off the table. I came falling head first, immediately went into the roll, not even thinking about it. So if you have the roll down, your body should instinctively go into the roll to save yourself, okay? It's an instinct. So get the roll down before you try this, and it shouldn't be a problem. You should be a lot safer doing it. So that's the dive Kong, guys. Train safe.